Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Biel Roig and I will be showing you Chrome Remote Desktop. So first we have the index and first we will talk about the main protocols, RDP, ARD, ICA, VNC, RFB and X11. Then we're going to talk about the difference between remote access and remote control. Afterwards, we're going to talk about the common remote access uses, and we're going to talk about the advantages and limits of remote access. And last but not least, we will talk about the application itself, Chrome Remote Desktop, and about its hardware and software requirements, the features, the price and value, and the comparison with similar software of the same kind. So, the main protocols. The main remote access protocols are RDP, which stands for Remote Desktop Protocol, which is a proprietary protocol developed by Microsoft Corporation that provides a graphical interface for the user to connect to another computer over a network connection. It uses the port 3389 TCP for the server and the port 3389 UDP for the client. Next, ARD, which basically stands for Apple Remote Desktop, which is a Macintosh application produced by Apple Incorporation that allows users to remotely control or monitor other computers over a network on a Apple or a Macintosh-based operating system. And it uses the ports 5900 TCP and 5988 TCP. Then ICA, which stands for Independent Computing Architecture, which is a proprietary protocol for an application server system designed by Citrix Systems. The protocol establishes a specification for passing data between servers and clients, but it's not bound to any platform. It uses the port 1494 TCP and the port 2598 TCP. Then we have the VNC RFB, which stands for Virtual Network Computing, which is a computer program for sharing the graphic desktop between computers. And VNC and RFB protocol are registered trademarks of Real VNC Ltd, which is the company that runs them, in the United States of America and other countries. It uses the port 5900 plus N by default and the port 5800 plus N by default as well. And last but not least, the protocol X11, which is a protocol that's responsible for delivering payloads between an X client and an X server fundamentally. Now, fundamentally, X is a family of protocols, whereas X11 is the 11th version of the X protocol. X11 is an extensible protocol, and it uses the ports 6000 plus N by default. Okay, now let's talk about the differences between remote access and remote control. Okay, so remote access allows users to access resources and perform tasks remotely, but may not necessarily involve directly controlling the desktop interface, which in the remote control, it specifically involves taking control of the desktop interface of a remote computer or device. Then remote access provides varying levels of access depending on the permissions granted, and on remote control, it grants full or partial control over the remote desktop interface. And well, it depends on the settings and permissions. And last but not least, remote access technologies are often used by IT administrators and professionals for system administration and management, whereas remote control solutions are used by support technicians, trainers, and collaborators who need to interact directly with remote desktops. Next, the most common remote access uses, as we have just seen recently, are IT support and remote work. Now let's talk about the advantages of the remote access. An advantage is that it's streamlined IT troubleshooting and support, that it enhances flexibility and productivity for businesses and employees. It improves access to business resources from anywhere with greater security, and it also facilitates remote work and telecommuting. Whereas some limits would be the connection speed is crucial for smooth work, which in this case, which in this case it's not the case, and also maintenance of remote computers can be a problem since you're not physically there. Okay, and now let's talk about the application itself, Chrome Remote Desktop, and let's start by the hardware and software requirements. To use Chrome Remote Desktop, you will only need uh, any of these operating systems: Chrome OS, Linux Beta, Mac OS, iOS, Windows, and Android. You will need also internet access and an email account. Now, for the features, you can take screenshots. You can rescale your window when you are uh, remote uh, accessing the client's computer. You have full access to the client's computer as well, and you can screen record. Now, the price and value. Chrome Remote Desktop is completely free. It's completely free. So, in my opinion, it's pretty valuable and worth it since you don't have to spend any money on any software. And last but not least, let's take a little comparison with a similar software. I have taken AnyDesk uh, as the software to compare. So let's see. Chrome Remote Desktop uses the protocol promoting, whereas AnyDesk uses proprietary protocols. The creator of Chrome Remote Desktop is Google, and the creator of AnyDesk is AnyDesk Software. The company is called the same. The first public release date of the Chrome Remote Desktop is 2011, and AnyDesk's first public release is on 2015. The latest stable year version of Chrome Remote Desktop is 2018, and on AnyDesk it's 2023. Okay, now the license of Chrome Remote Desktop is BSD, is a client proprietary server, whereas AnyDesk is just proprietary. And also a very good thing about Chrome Remote Desktop is that it's free for personal use and free for commercial use. And on AnyDesk, instead, only for personal use it's free, and if you are intending to use the application in any commercial way, it's not free. And that was my presentation. Thanks for watching and application showcase. Okay, now I'm gonna show the application Chrome Remote Desktop. So first what we need is to open Chrome, and we open our profile, and as it's stated on the PowerPoint, you need a Gmail account. So if you don't have one, just set one up real quick, and then you can follow up these steps. First, we search for the application Home Remote Desktop, and then we go into the first link. Okay, now let's go to our second machine that we have here. And on this one, we should have another Gmail account. So I'm gonna show you now. Here. Here we have another account. It's a different one. And we're gonna search for the application, Chrome Remote Desktop, and we go into the first link. Now, okay, now we have both of the machines on the page, and we're gonna go onto the first option here, remote access, on the computer machine that we want to be accessed on. And we're just gonna click this download button. A little pop-up is gonna open. I'm gonna click on add to Chrome, and then we add the extension first. Okay, now after adding the extension, we go to the remote support part, and then we click on download, and it will download you an MSI file which we will install. Okay, now after installing the MSI file, we will go back to page slash support, and we will see this. Share this screen, and it will let us to generate the code. So let's click on it. Okay, and it will show us a code, which with this code will go on the other machine. We will go to remote support as well, and we will go down and click and insert the code we are given with no spaces. After we put it, we just click connect and let it connect. On our second machine, a little pop-up will appear, and it's basically asking if we allow the other email account, the other machine to see and control our computer. In our case, let's play share. Let's click share. Okay, so as you can see, now we are sharing our screen. And if, as you can see, we are controlling the machine. We can do anything we want. We can uh, eliminate, delete files. We can create files. So you will see a folder. Hello. We can create anything because we are basically in charge of the machine. But we also have a little pop-up here, which we can adjust some settings. As you can see, we can disconnect, we can full screen, we can adjust the scale, we can rescale the transmission, and these are just some settings, some video settings. We can set it to 60 fps, so it's like smoother. Here we have some shortcuts. This is for taking screenshots. And also we have comments, and you can also screen record the screen basically. Yeah, and that's basically it. It's a really simple application. It's free. It's They don't charge you anything. They only ask you to have an email account and Wi-Fi internet access with a browser. So it's really worth it in my opinion. So now let's click on stop sharing, and you will see it will just stop sharing, and our second machine, it will just, yeah, stop sharing. Okay, so thanks for watching my Chrome remote desktop tutorial, and I hope you liked it. Goodbye.